Was Jay Slater set up by Tom Hilton? Now, this question didn't come from nowhere. Tom Hilton was set up in August 2021 and ran for his life before being set upon like a pack of wolves, which is Tom Hilton's words himself. Now, he suffered life-threatening injuries after the machete exposed his skull. He also had injuries to his shoulders and legs. There were many weapons used in this attack, and there were many people involved, even though it was only 8 of them that were actually convicted, Jay and his 7 other friends. Now, many people believe that Jay Slater was attacked while he was on holiday, or he was taken hostage, or he was set up in some sort of way. The question is, if that did happen, who's involved in it? And is Tom Hilton behind it? Did Thomas Hilton want to get revenge? And is that why Jay Slater is no longer with us? You see, when we look at the situation in Jay Slater's final moments, there's a few things that just don't seem to add up. Now, me saying a few things is an understatement. There's so many things that don't seem to add up. But in this video, we're going to discuss just a few of them. You see, when we look at Jay Slater's final 3 pictures, in chronological order, the 3 final Snapchats that he posted I'm talking about, there's a few things that just don't seem to make sense. You see, Jay Slater apparently went to the Airbnb to stay with Ayub Kasim and Rocky, even though he didn't really know them. Now, apparently he didn't go back to his own hotel because he lost his key. Now, I've made a whole video about Jay Slater's key. The video is called What Happened to Jay Slater's Key, and you will find that in the playlist under the Warren Slater's Journal. So back to what I was saying, apparently Jay was going to the Airbnb with Ayub Kasim and Rocky. On their way to the Airbnb, he apparently posted a Snapchat picture while he was in the back of the car. But the problem is, this picture seems to look more like Tom Hilton. And this is what I mentioned to you guys in part 6 of this series. Now, why do they look so similar? And why does it look like Tom Hilton? Is it possible that Tom Hilton is mocking everybody? Is he playing us right under our noses? Is this Tom Hilton? You see, when you look at the hairline, it's exactly the same. When you look at the type of hair that it is, it's exactly the same. Wavy, curly. Even when you look at the noses, they look the same. If you look at his tash hairline, his moustache hairline, even that seems to be the same. Now, is this Tom Hilton himself? You see, when you think about it, the only thing that we can't see is this person's eyes. If we could see this person's eyes, we would be able to confirm who it is. So is that the reason why this person is dressed up in sunglasses to hide the real identity of who it is? Why is Jay Slater wearing sunglasses in the dark? Is it because this is not really Jay Slater? You see, even in Debbie Duncan's interview with the Sun newspaper, she seemed a bit off about this picture. It's almost like she didn't believe that this was Jay. Now, if his own mother has doubts about it, what does that tell you? And even when I mentioned this in a previous video in this series, so many of you commented telling me that you think it's the same person. Has the suspect been right in front of us all this time? Now, after driving to the Airbnb, apparently Jay took his next Snapchat, and in this Snapchat he takes a picture pointing towards his toes with a cigarette in his hand. So far we have a single Snapchat picture of him on his way to the Airbnb that doesn't look like him and looks like Tom Hilton. And then once he gets there, the next picture just shows a picture of a blanket and his feet. You can't even see his feet properly. Now, isn't that strange? Why didn't Jay Slater just take a selfie of himself? Or why didn't he take a picture of the view? Why would he take a picture like this, just pointing downwards, where you can't actually see anything? Or shall I say, you can't actually see anything in regards to him, apart from a hand. Now, is that Jay Slater's hand? Well, let's compare his hand with a pretty recent picture of Tom Hilton's hand. Now, apart from the fact that this picture seems to be mocking the previous picture, the hand looks similar. Now, why has Tom Hilton taken a picture of himself with just a blanket on and the camera pointing in exactly the same angle as the second to last picture that Jay apparently took at the Airbnb. Even the hand gesture seems to be the same or similar. Now, is Tom Hilton mocking us again? Was he right under our nose even in this second picture? Now back to this picture with the red blanket. This blanket doesn't even match the decor inside this Airbnb. This looks like the blanket that was actually in Jay Slater's apartment. Now how could the blanket from Jay Slater's apartment be at the Airbnb? I can't help but be inclined to think that Jay was never at the Airbnb. Now let's look at his final Snapchat. Surely this one is going to show us something to prove that he was actually where they state he was. But what a coincidence. Again, we can't seem to see anything in relation to Jay Slater. Now this one is unbelievable when you think about the situation in regards to this picture, because Lucy Law apparently identified where the Airbnb was from this picture, and she was able to come looking for Jay. Isn't that strange? You see, it is strange until the truth came out, and the truth is that Lucy Law rang Ayub Kasim up because she already had his number, but she hasn't told us any of this. You see, she's been hiding all this information that she knows Ayub and Rocky. And how do we have all this information? Well, Ayub Kasim slipped up again in his live stream and told us this. Her behavior just seems very strange. Why did she call the police straight away? I mean, Jay could have just been lost somewhere. You know, how does she know that something wasn't right? What is she hiding from us? And is she working with Tom Hilton? I mean, by now, if you've been watching the series, you would know that she's no stranger to Tom Hilton. In fact, she just went on holiday recently with him, just a few months before she went on holiday with Jay Slater. Can we trust Lucy Law after she's contradicted herself so many times and her behavior has been very strange from the beginning? Is she involved in some sort of way? Has Tom been smart enough to pull this off? And if he has, who has he been working with? If he set up Jay Slater, then surely he had help from other people. So who were they?
Mic check 1 2 3, final countdown.